Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Hammer. Today is Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024. I, of course, with the Originator Success Mortgage Rate Update, the only place on the web where you guys can join me live each and every weekday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. As I am here, I'm not on Eastern Time, though. It's 10:30 here. I'm in Prince Edward Island this morning with crappy internet. Sorry, y'all. I know it's going to be crappy internet. I'll be all wavy, but that's okay. You'll get the whole gist. You can hear the audio. If you're watching on the replay, don't forget to give me a hashtag replay in the comments. Let me know that you were here. Whether you're here live or on the replay, don't forget to smash that like button, tag an LO friend, share us in a group. You could also sign up to get our free email lock advice to your inbox each and every weekday morning, www.ratelockadvice.com. Sign up for our text alerts if you like at www.ratetextalerts.com. Be alerted when the market's changing. Get a morning and afternoon wrap-up alert. If you'd like a text reminder for free, that I'm going live, and you just want to be notified when I'm here, go ahead and here you go. And then last but not least, check us out at originatorssuccess.com. Find out how I can help you to get loans from Google and social media. So, all that said, good morning, Mr. Ron Siegel. He said today is National Welsh Rarebit Day. Not rabbit, rarebit. I don't know what a rarebit is. What is that, dude? I don't even know. Good morning, Alan Christian, Mr. Sunshine, Kenny Rivard, Brian Reed, Allison Foy. Good morning, Brady Brickler, Candido Diaz, Angela Walters. Hope you all are doing well this morning. Everyone have a good holiday weekend. Let me know in the comments if you had a good holiday weekend. I'm here in Prince Edward Island, learning all about Green Gables. Does anyone know what Anna Green Gables is? I had no idea. It was never an interest, but it's actually a pretty fun little thing. So, been listening to the book, saw a musical, and seeing all the historical spots here in Prince. Lucy Maud Montgomery, I believe. Lucy? I think it's Lucy. So, anyway. Let me know, y'all. Good morning, Mr. Rob Stewart. Mike Morano, great to have you here. Yeah, it's not North Carolina. Allison Foy loved Anne of Green Gables. There's 8 books, Allison. Did you know that? 8 books. My wife didn't know there were 8 books. Brandy also loves Anne of Green Gables. I can see why. It's well written. A lot of fun. A great character, even for a guy. I'm a guy's guy, of course, but still like it. Jay Rodriguez, good morning, sir. Debbie Jameson, good morning. James Mahan, Deb Dickinson. Y'all, let me know in the comments. Did you have a good holiday weekend? Are you ready for Monday on a Tuesday? That's what I call these because that's what they are. Mondays on a Tuesday. Always confusing. I know I won't be the only one. I wrote Monday already, and I have to remember it is Tuesday. And it is Tuesday of a very busy week. We have a lot going on this week. Let's go ahead and share the screen, get into the good stuff. Let's see what happens when I do this. All right. So we're going to share the screen this morning. Let me jump over here. Right now, mortgage-backed securities currently up 16 basis points. See that here. Just on Friday, we actually did not end the day in a positive way. Normally what happens is we see money parked in bonds over a holiday weekend. It was really just a quiet Friday, and we actually lost a little bit of ground. Recovering that this morning, which is nice to see. 5.5 coupon up near 101 again, fighting its way up there. It was down quite a bit. It's back up now, getting close to there. 100.90. Going to be a busy week though. 10-year Treasury yield 3.85, still below 4. Has been below 4 now since back here in July. The long time below 4 at this point, and likely to get a little bit lower this week. A lot going on. Let's take a look at the economic calendar, and we'll kind of go through that together. Let's see here. All right, so of course, yesterday markets are closed for Labor Day. Today, in about 20 minutes, we're going to have some manufacturing PMI data. If this shows strength in the economy, then it would bring bonds down a little bit. But I think even though this is a really important report, I think it's going to get shrugged off in favor of labor market data this week. We're going to get the JOLTS data tomorrow. JOLTS is Job Opening Labor Turnover Survey. For years, the JOLTS really was just a second-rate report. Really didn't have much to do with anything, but has a lot more to do these days because the Fed is definitely watching the job market, right? So we're gonna see some moves tomorrow, Wednesday, when we get that JOLTS data. If it shows that there's more weakness in the labor market, we've got some data coming on Thursday. The ADP data normally would be on a Wednesday morning. It'll be on Thursday. We're going to have some PMI with services versus the manufacturing PMI that we get today. All right, we're going to get that on Thursday. But of course, the big bad report is on Friday, September 6th. Later in the week, of course, the latest day of the week, Friday, we're going to get the unemployment numbers. We're going to get non-farm payroll data and wage data. So this is the big one. And right now, bonds currently pricing in the idea of a 25 basis point rate cut. It's a 2-to-1, 67% to 33%, straight up thirds. 2/3 believe we will see just a quarter point rate cut. Now, when we get that labor market data this week, when we get this data later in the week, that could see things, kind of turn the other direction. Here is a cool graphic to share as well. The path to a rate cut, small events and bigger events here, but like this CPI data back in August, a couple of weeks ago, did not have much of an effect on markets. It really was much less effective than normal. Really didn't see much. Retail sales data came in, FOMC meeting minutes, Powell speaking at Jackson Hole was a big deal. You can see this is a pretty big circle here. Then we had GDP data last week. PCE again also having very little effect. You could actually put that down to zero. I mean, for bonds didn't move at all with this one, right? This week we have JOLTS and then payroll. And then next week we're going to have actually on the 11th. So yes, it'll be next week. We will have the CPI data. The Fed meeting is on September 17th and 18th. All right. And the decision coming out on the 18th with Fed Chair Jerome Powell's policy meeting. So that's 15 days from today. That basically puts us for loans closing in the next couple of weeks. We could see improvement before the meeting if we get labor market data this week that shows weakness. If it shows strength, I don't think that we see, because we already have markets pricing in the idea that we're going to get a quarter point cut. It would just cement that. We would see this drop to zero or near zero, the idea that we could see a half a point cut, and we would see this column shoot all the way up to 95%, where we would be basically markets would be totally betting on a quarter point cut to come. As far as by the end of the year, though, when we get in December, markets are still, they're still pricing in the idea that we're going to get a full point in rate cuts. How that breaks up over the next 3 meetings, we have a meeting in September, November, and December. Well, they really don't agree on that. The idea that we'll see, 2 point cuts, pretty mixed. The idea that we'll see a quarter point cut and a half point cut, or a half point cut and a quarter point cut. Either way, but at about 4.5 by November, still also a coin flip, right? There is some increase in the expectation that we'll only see 3/4 point cuts. And it depends on the labor market data. Now, remember, last month, the labor market data came in extremely weak. Hold on, I'm going to, how do I switch this off the camera here? I did. We'll do this. All right, there you go. Last week, we got a really strong, last month for July's data that came in August, we got a really weak labor market report and a really strong reaction. Way too strong of a reaction, ridiculous reaction to that data. I don't think we'll necessarily see quite the overreaction this time around, but we could see things improve. So basically, it puts us right in that same position where we have been for quite a while now, where we want to keep things very much the way they have been. You want to be, come on, I clicked show. There you go. So cautiously float anything closing the next couple of weeks. We've got a couple of days to see where things go. If you're going to lock them up before the labor market data, at this point, I don't think the labor market data could be that hurtful to us. So I would be floating through the week into that data. Anything closing in the next 15 to 30 days, also cautiously floating. Once again, though, I almost want to put that to a straight up floating stance. I don't think there's anything that's going to hurt us on this. I think we've got a lot to go in our direction. I think we'll be all right with that. So, and then last but not least, anything's closing in a month out, anything that's at the end of September and later, October and beyond, I would not be worried about locking it in the least. I would absolutely be floating it, because we're much more likely to see rates improve in the next 30 to 45 and 60 days than we are to see them get worse. Basically, we've got a few different things that are going to happen here. We're going to see the labor reports this week. Next week, we're going to get CPI, and then we're going to get into the Fed meeting on the 18th. If the Fed does cut, they're probably, in my opinion, I still think unless we see a really, really weak labor report, we're right now, I agree, we're poised to see a quarter point. If the labor market data comes in, we will see a strong reaction. So I kind of back up a little bit what I said before. We'd see a pretty strong reaction to it because I think then we see a big, overwhelming belief that the Fed's going to have to cut with a half point. If we get a second week report, depending on how weak it is, for Friday, so a lot rides on Friday. But as we get into that next meeting that's coming from the Fed later this month, it's a big deal. So keep that in mind, my friend. Otherwise, that's where we're at this week. I don't know the quality of the image. How bad is the quality of the image right now? Let me know in your comments. I'm curious. I'll see it on the replay. But good morning, Bobby Searson, Dan Crowley, Kim Mason, Whitney, Fortna, Mike Schmilgen. Nobody told me how their weekend was. I don't see any comments. Let me scroll back here. Jessica, carrying on your holiday weekend for the rest of the week, finishing your vacation. Have fun, my friend. Have fun. Deb Dixon also loved Anna Green Gables. Jessica Wells, Anna Green Gables is awesome. A lot of y'all knew Anna Green Gables. Obviously, it tends to run to the feminine side. So Mallory said it's very clear. Good. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Mallory, because I thought that I had pretty bad internet here. So wasn't really sure. All right, my friends, I will come to you tomorrow. I'm going to be on an airplane, but I won't be until a little bit later in the day. So we'll be here tomorrow and see kind of where we go, but it's going to be a pretty crazy week, but it's all going to happen towards the end of the week. Like it says down below, I would continue floating. I just, we want to kind of let this unfold. We're going to see rates creep lower. They're going to go in fits and starts. Jessica said my great grandma gave me all of her books. Oh, that's awesome, Jessica. That's so cool. So, all right, y'all, I'm gonna wrap it up. You guys have a fantastic Tuesday with these Mondays on the Tuesday, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Make it a fantastic one. Bye.